What's good, everyone? So this one's gonna be a different approach in how I normally would do my videos. I'm not gonna have my YouTube in the background. I'm not doing a reaction video. It's a topic I kind of wanted to discuss. Not really, but just kind of like a basis on why I don't discuss certain things on my channel or address certain things. So the one of the main things you'll never you'll never really see me talk about is politics, religion, and relationships. And reason being is because, well, one, everybody named mama a relationship guru. If you're paying attention to what's going on in churches today, it's actually kind of scary. And then politics, man. I wouldn't even know what I'm definitely not a liberal. I mean, I'm pretty sure people could say I fall into that category, but I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. Um, I'm not independent. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to speak out of ignorance. But for the basis of my channel, the reason why I really just want to stick with fitness instead of, politics, relationships, and religion is in my life, military, civilian, family. And the best way I can explain it, people are really extreme about their faith and what they believe in, and it's almost, it's really really scary to me. Some of the I'm trying to think of the first time I've had a conversation, the very first time I had a conversation with somebody about politics, like a bad experience I had. I think I got the worst of it from family, but I think somebody that wasn't family, I think I've had my intelligence insulted. I think I've been even provoked just for my way of thinking. And this is from a guy who's, again, not a Democrat, not a Republican, but it's just like I do my best to be on the side that makes sense, you know. Um, there's a lot of shit going on in the world anyway that I feel like needs other immediate attention, like world hunger, poverty, um, there's other issues going on today, and it's just I don't see how discussing political views fixes any of those issues. Now there's a lot of shit going on. Man, look, and this is coming from a guy who doesn't know. So everything I'm about to say is me being ignorant because I don't know. But I look at. I'm not gonna say the prices of eggs. Everybody named mama talking about that, but the prices of food, gas, to travel. There was this one video I was watching earlier, and it was discussing how what about 50% of people age range from 27 to 35 are still living with their parents. And that's not, and like from the numbers and the analytical viewpoint of it, that's not their fault. Like people really can't survive on their own. I'm glad that we kind of live in a world where people can still live with their parents. I can't live with my parents. I'm sorry. The way that I came up, man, it was either sink or swim. So, by the, graces of God, karma, universe, the Most High, whatever, I have been taken care of and I've been looked out for. But again, bringing it back to the topic, you'd be surprised what people would be willing to do to you based off what they believe. And if you don't believe what they believe, that people will take it as far as like harming you and or killing you. And to me, I think that's a little scary. And I think that's been just like, basis of a lot of stuff. It's just like, all right, I don't agree with you, so I don't think you need to live anymore. Like, or you don't agree with me, so I don't know, man. I don't think it's ever that deep. I feel like, yeah. So, and again, I've ran into extremists in politics. I can't tell you how many, and like, I think this is where I kind of really became done with politics. Is not even with like the presidents or governors, police chiefs. I think people will make you feel, whether it's guilty, obligated, whatever it is, right? People will make you feel some type of way because you don't pick a side, and then when you pick a side, if you don't pick a right side, then all of a sudden you gained an enemy. And I feel like that's honestly and truly sad. I think everybody should be rich and own their own shit, whether you black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever you are, like whatever your belief is. I believe everybody should be rich, but I guess the world don't work that way. And then, I'm a firm believer, and I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, but I'm a firm believer in right is right, wrong is wrong. And the one thing about politics I don't like, it's like, it has always been proven like people just can't be in a position of power. They just, the hell going on here? That was probably because I left my damn computer on. Ain't that a bitch? Wait, why is that? 1 second, y'all. I apologize. I wonder if I need to get a new battery's not charging. Well, anyway, my bad, y'all. Y'all know me. I got the attention span of a squirrel. I'm gonna figure that out in a second. Oh, okay, cool. Well, anyway, my bad, y'all. But yeah, politics. Yeah, I think I honestly think there shouldn't be any Democrats or there shouldn't be any Republicans, and I don't think there should be any independent parties. One thing I've learned about the world, like, power corrupts. People that are in charge corrupts. You know, and what the only time I seen a balance, if that makes sense, is if somebody who has more influence and more power than the other comes into play, if that makes sense. But I've experienced a lot of that, like in the military. So I don't. But yeah, y'all. And the reason why I wanted to touch on why I don't discuss. Even relationships, and again, religion, man, like. Man, that's another fucking onion. I don't know, man. I've come as. I don't even think people are what they say they are as far as their religion or their political belief. I feel like most people are extremists. And I know I said that earlier in the video. I have so many examples to where you can't. Somebody would ask me what I was, like, what do you believe in, like, what do you vote? Like, I don't. Do you believe? I do. And, just leave it at that. I would cut it short. And then again, I think the biggest thing, that's not going to be the basis of my channel. Because again, man, man, if you look at whether they're giving out good advice, bad advice, or just trying to get view engagement, if you look at all these relationship gurus on YouTube right now, eventually they end up being exposed, which is, and I'm not even worried about some shit like that, but it's just like, I don't want my channel to be hypocritical, if that makes sense. I don't want to build a fan base, and I recognize me doing shit like this is going to take longer, but I don't want to build a fan base based off lies. And I really feel like it's easy to get on the internet. It's easy to get on YouTube and lie. It's real easy to get on YouTube and influence and not even YouTube, just social media. Like, and again, I know I'm not one to talk because this is also my format as well. But people fucking, at least I can finally see the mic I be talking from. But man, I feel like it'd be so easy for a motherfucker to come up on social media and just like everybody got a podcast. Michelle Obama got one. I was like, why? But I mean, I feel like, and this could apply to me too. Like, I know a lot of people probably ain't gonna like, what myself or the people I bring on my channel has to say. Like, I know some people have seen my content and just gone, why? And there are some people who've seen my content and gone, damn, this is inspiring and very, very motivating. But I said all that to say this, I don't believe everybody should be podcasting. I just don't. That could apply to me too. I'm gonna put myself, maybe I shouldn't be podcasting, but whatever your niche is, whether it is politics, whether it is religion, whether it is relationships, I feel like you should tell the truth. But then again, too, I can't knock for somebody for telling their truth too. That's why I'm like, damn, okay. Because I feel like podcasting and shit like this, a motherfucker just come on, hit the record button, and just talk to themselves about whatever they feel at the time. I feel like everybody shouldn't do that, and that might apply to me. I know my content is not for everybody, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I wonder if I need to bring this over to some right here, or move it over to the left, just like that. But yeah, I feel like podcasting allows you to be ignorant. Not podcasting, but talking about, again, relationships, politics, and religion. I really feel like you can just come on here and say anything, and as long as it gets to the right person, a lot of people will genuinely agree with your ignorance. And I say this respectfully because I'm not metaphorical, philosophical, spirit. Like, I just, I like to think I'm on the side of good, but I don't. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm not used to having a beard. I'm probably gonna trim this shit down that way. I'm not playing with my, facial hairs when I'm making videos. But yeah, I don't think everybody need to be. But then again, too, that could very well apply to me. And I'm not gonna even say like some of the content creators on YouTube, but some people, and they get engagement from it. That's what. And it's like, all right, do I look at the content creator weird, or do I look at his audience weird? Because it's like, why are you enabling this person? Like, do you believe what this person is saying? And again, about those topics, man. Again, and y'all, I know it's really, what the fuck? Oh, my bad. I know it's not even really that damn deep, but it sometimes it do. I've clicked on, and these are the main. I'm not talking about small content. I can't knock any content creator. mainstream content creator, small content creator like myself, but there have been some people that I have watched and gone, damn, I really don't understand how you have an audience. And then there are some people I've watched and gone, I can definitely understand. Like, there are people that I agree with. But again, to separate myself, and it is what it is, it's competition. But to separate myself from the competition, I don't ever want to address politics, religion, or relationships. I'm gonna say this last little tidbit too before, I feel like with how relationships are right now, and I feel like for me it's hard because, again, like, as far as like what I see on my algorithm, but it's just like between YouTube and TikTok, I see a lot of conversations, but then again too, it's my algorithm is what I click on, so this is my own damn fault. So I'm gonna put that out there. But I don't understand how 50-50 relationships became an issue, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say if I believe in it or whatever. It's just man and women's perspective on relationships, situationships, there's a lot of that going on. And marriages, it's kind of like, damn. And this may be, again, this is just me. Y'all, this is just me. But how can you be a guru on something if you haven't been... I feel like gurus should be the elderly. I see people younger than me talking about, again, all those three things that, and I see people my age, and it's kind of like, now I understand life experiences can be different, but man, I think, I don't know what generation it was, but I think somewhere along the lines, and again, I don't know what generation, but I think whatever generation got so fucked over or so fucked with, whether it was upbringing, proximity, and there's another word for it too, just upbringing, proximity, and something else. But I feel like that generation got so fucked by the previous generation. They were like, yeah, nah, we ain't listening to y'all. We're gonna have our own experience and our own say, and that's not working either. Because again, I really didn't recognize how much an issue all this shit was until now, and it's kind of like, damn, dude. Again, not gonna make it about politics, but it's kind of like so much shit going on politically, you just want to pull all your hair out. And then some of the shit I've been seeing with religion, it's kind of like, man, this would make anybody not want to have a faith in anything. And then too, like I said, with relationships, I'm like, damn. So again, I'm gonna stick in my niche, which is fitness. But I really, and also too, if I were to be like everybody else and address these things, not like I really have say, but I feel like it would be easier for me to look like a hypocrite. I feel like I could get an audience, but I feel like I'm not trying to grow my channel like that, because again, my channel will grow off that basis, and then when I hit a certain peak, it would die out, because again, I live an average life like everybody else. Now again, Everybody does certain shit for views and engagement, but putting on a facade, I'm not gonna do. I can't do that. And honestly, it wouldn't be hard either. That's the scary thing. I feel like anybody, you know, I just got to say the right thing, whatever that thing is, and I'd get a certain audience. And I want a loyal fan base because of how genuine I want to be. I'm not going to say I am. Like, again, for my audience that watch this, y'all don't know me. Y'all just know what I put on the camera, you know. I want y'all to feel my authenticity. I hope maybe one day I can meet all my, I want to be. There's a content creator that said, goddamn, not used to having a beard, but there was a content creator that said this, and I kind of agree with it. But I want to be known amongst the people, if that makes sense. Your community and your reputation, if it's good, can save you from a lot of bullshit. So as I go forward, continue making content, continue podcasting, continue streaming, I want to build a healthy community. I don't think I'm going to be able to build a healthy community talking about, again, politics, religion, and relationships. Nah. Anyway, thank y'all for listening to me ramble. I needed to make a video for today. I'm trying to get in a niche of just making more videos instead of shorts. Please like, subscribe, support the channel. Hope y'all, maybe this kind of gave you some insight on why I don't discuss certain things on my channel. But yeah, peace.